right. So what role does technology play in the commercial real estate industry today, and how has it impacted your work as a broker?
What role has technology played?
Yeah,
Um,
I guess it's kind of everything, huh?
yeah, everything.
I shouldn't answer the question for you.
You know?
That's rude.
No, I mean, I was thinking it. Like, everything plays a role. Like, if I didn't have, I mean, you have CoStar on your cell phone. It's so funny, actually. I was thinking about this when I was driving. So I was in the car driving to Greeley today, and I was in the back seat because I was with my brother and his wife. And we're driving, and I'm on my phone, and I'm able to do everything I need to do on my phone. Like, I have the Sheets app downloaded, I have the Word app downloaded, I have the Excel app
That's
downloaded.
outrageous.
So it's like I have the Office Microsoft download. Like, so when I get an email and someone's like negotiating an LOI with me, then I can just hop on my phone and start, negotiating the LOI right then and there in the palms of my hands on that little device. And it's so convenient. Like, that has completely had a huge impact, I feel like, in the commercial real estate world, because you can be at a property and someone can say, is there a property around here that's similar or same pricing or whatever? And you can pull up CoStar and you can just see what properties are available around there. And it's like, it's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's so nice.
I was talking to somebody about this recently. Half of my deals haven't met the client ever in person, haven't been to the property ever.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But you're right. That's the cool thing about our job. You can do deals from the back of your car on your cell phone.
Sometimes I think about like how I'm meeting someone that I've literally never met.
That's a special experience.
Like, that is wild. I think about that every time I'm driving. It's like I talk to this person on the phone or mostly via text or email because I'm weird about being on the phone. And then I'm going to meet them at this property and I've never met them before. It's crazy.
That's why you have to stay safe and follow your intuition.
Yeah, you do. Follow your intuition.
Oh,
that's key.
Amen.
Yes.
Can you share a success story or memorable experience from your career that illustrates the rewards of being a commercial real estate broker?
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a good question.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Thank you. So, man, a lot of experience. Can you say?
Yeah, of course. Can you share a success story or memorable experience from your career that illustrates the reward of being a commercial real estate broker?
Oh, there's so many. Like what I was saying earlier, when you see a company that's just starting out and you touch base with them like throughout the year, and you hear that they're doing well and that they need more space and that they'll either reach out to you sooner or later, but they're going to need more space. Like, that is so satisfying. And that is just, as a whole, it's like, wow, that's so cool for that person that that they followed their dream and they're wanting to start this business and now they're growing. And so I feel like that is the most rewarding thing in commercial real estate. You just meet some of the coolest people, like some of the coolest businesses. And, and another thing is the catalytic converter guy, because it was so difficult to get people or landlords to understand what this use was. And so when you finally get the landlord to understand that he's not the guy stealing the catalytic converters, that is so rewarding, because you work so hard to find a space. You're constantly touring. And then on top of that, you don't even know what landlord will accept this use.
Yeah.
So once you get that signed, it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
And I love that.
A cool aspect of our job is we get to negotiate on behalf of business owners.
Yes.
And more times than not, they're savvy.
Yes.
And so, like Luke, for example, was a client of mine, and this guy is an unbelievable operator and such a fun person to work on behalf of, because he was just, I learned so much just negotiating on behalf of him, just taking the ball and putting it in the other court.
Yep.
And meeting these unbelievable operators is pretty gangster.
It is, because everyone's like, yeah, it's really cool. And you know what you're saying, when you, like, they're very savvy, and sometimes they have ways to approach a deal that they, that best, or that might work for them. And so if you keep an open mind, sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm a bad broker if the client is really telling me how to negotiate. And it's not really that. It's more of, they know their business best. They know their financial situation best. It's being open to having an open conversation with them and being like, what do you think? Do you want this to be like this? Or, if it's a 3 to 5 year, most landlords like it to be 3 to 5 years. If you do 5, they'll help with more. The landlords will help with more. If you do 3, the landlords will probably just do carpet and paint, if even that. So it's, explaining to them kind of the basis of commercial real estate, and then having an open conversation with them and being like, is there a clever way you would like to go about this? Because I have this idea. What do you think? And not maybe, just being open about it with them, because they are very savvy and they are very smart and they're opening their own business. And I think that creates a relationship, right? Like,
yeah,
showing up as your authentic self, and not, that's also like the very rewarding part about commercial real estate, is you're not just like, you don't have to show up in a suit to be respected. Yeah. It's more of, if you show up in your authentic self and you're representing the client as best as you can, and you want them to succeed and you care about them, like, people can feel that. So it just
say it again. No, just kidding. Like, I love that.
So it's just like, that's also a beautiful part about commercial real estate, is because, I mean, honestly, I could wear this to an industrial showing and the person would not even think twice about it. Like, they'd be like, okay, I like the space, but like, it's about the person. It's about the broker, right?
And the effort.
It's not just a transaction. It's creating that relationship.
Yeah.
So that's rewarding too.
Absolutely.
So,
I do something that like might be poor form, but like, I don't always have people sign exclusives.
Oh yeah, I don't either.
On the tenant rep side, because it's just like, I'm going to work hard for them. Yeah. They're going to know that. And I don't want to work with somebody I'm not going to trust.
Yeah.
And so this will all work, and it's worked out really well.
Knock on wood.
Poor form, not saying do it, but it's worked out for us.
Yeah, they definitely will teach you otherwise, but I also don't really get them to sign that unless I'm working with someone for, like, I've been working with this guy for, I think, since I started, and we haven't found a space. And that's the joyous part of this job. And we haven't been able to find a space for him, but in that situation, I eventually would get him to sign, because it's been a couple years. And if you did go with someone else, I would be pretty upset, because I just spent a couple years trying,
Oof.
But I also agree with you in the fact that if you send me someone and I, start touring and stuff, I will probably not get them to sign a tenant rep agreement, because, hey, like, I work hard. I know how I work. If you either want to work with me or you don't. If we don't vibe, if we don't mesh, then that's fine. But I'll show you that I can work hard. And then, I mean, I had someone that chose another broker and then came back to me because we connected a lot more. So like that, it's just like therapy. You want to find a therapist that works best for you. That's just how brokerage is.
Yeah.
It's that relationship.
I think that's just working relationships in general. Like, you want to work with like-minded people who have the same ethics and values and morals.
Yes.
If if we're in a working relationship and you have different ethics and values and morals than me, yeah, it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah.
And so,
Exactly.
I have a funny story to tell you when we're done filming. So,
You're gonna leave. You're gonna leave him hanging like that.
Ciara had a client that cheated on her.
Oh, multiple times.
He actually called us recently, pursued a building that we just bought, and I was like, I can't believe this is the guy.
Wait, recently now?
Oh yeah, 2
Like
weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago. Wait.
2 weeks ago. And I literally, Josh was working on it, and I was like, Josh, this is the situation. This is the person. Proceed with caution.
Wait.
And the building was perfect for him.
You just told me I got cheated on camera. I'm joking.
Just for your own good.
I was like,
And long story short, it was perfect for him. And then,
he disappeared.
yeah.
No kidding.
And I was like, duh. Don't come back.
Wow. If you know who you are and you're watching this, I'm joking.
Don't you ever call me again. Anyway.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. He's cheated on me like multiple times, but he's always come back.
They always do, see? They always
But
do.
apparently not, because 2 weeks ago you...
I know. I every
Was
time he
knocking on
calls,
your
I'm
door.
like, I know who you are. We've had this conversation 18 times. I know everything you need.
Dude, I know. I think about your needs in my sleep because you told me so many times what you needed.
What a guy.
That is hilarious.
Okay, last.
It's like the dog on... Have you seen that meme on Instagram when the dog has like the side eye and he's like... That's what I'm like...
I know. I'm just like, dude... How it's not the same ethics that I can work with, which is probably why we have such a hard time getting a deal done.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's a perfect example, right? So, I wouldn't make him sign a tenant rep agreement because he's not even gonna follow it to begin with. But really, like, I do agree. Like, you just feel a mutual connection.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And all of my clients they're so awesome, and it's truly thanks to you, but they're so awesome, and I feel like we work so well together. Like, it's just very ebb and flow, and that's how it should be. But sometimes you get,
I literally didn't do anything. You do all the work, and then you give me the credit.
Dude, you
But that's very nice of you.
you single-handedly helped me in my
Well.
with all the referrals.
You've single-handedly helped me in more ways than you know.
Thanks, Viva.
Yeah. Okay.
Vivanator.
Yeah. Remember it. Remember the name.
Remember it, but don't use it.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
joking.
exclusive. I signed on that.
Exclusive.
Ready to shatter your glass ceiling while creating legacy and financial freedom? Head to my show notes for our free guide, How to Get Started in Commercial Real Estate.